What is going on, Islanders fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today I want to talk about the New York Islanders signing two depth forwards, both guys probably going to end up being AHL depth. By the way, the Bridgeport Islanders changed their logo to the Fisherman full-time today, and it is just 10 out of 10 perfection, things you absolutely love to see. But who knows? Both these guys will come into training camp and maybe, just maybe, they're fighting for like a 13th forward spot. You never know. Both guys have some NHL experience, but again, probably more likely that these depth forwards are going to end up with the Bridgeport Islanders. The first guy is 24-year-old Liam Fouy. He was signed to a one-year deal. League minimum in the NHL in the minors, $225,000. His guaranteed money is $275K. He was a UFA after not being qualified. When the contract expires, it will be on an RFA deal. If the name sounds familiar, he hasn't really played a ton in the NHL, but he was a first-round pick, 18th overall in the 2018 NHL draft. That is the draft that the Islanders took Oliver Wahlstrom and Noah Dobson in the first round. In 62 games, his best season in the league was back in 22-23 with Columbus. He played 62 games in the NHL, had 14 points, 7 goals, 7 assists. He played just 28 games last year in the AHL and a couple of games in the NHL last year. He had 16 points, 10 goals in 28 games. If you look at his numbers through his career, he's been pretty solid in the AHL, not so much in the NHL. He hasn't really gotten a ton of opportunity. Maybe this is someone who turned into something, but once again, I think this is a depth move more likely than not for the Bridgeport Islanders than it would be for the actual New York Islanders, but you never know. The second guy on this list is also a 24-year-old restricted free agent, Thompson, to a one-year deal. Same kind of structure, or a similar kind of structure, actually, I should say. $775 in the NHL. Minor deal is $175K, guaranteed $200K. Also, he'll likely be a Group 6 UFA once it expires. Now, he did play in Bridgeport last season. He played in 51 games for the Bridgeport Islanders. He had 14 points in those games and was mostly okay in those games. Now, if you remember, how did he end up with the New York Islanders? He was acquired in season in a trade, then sent I always butcher this name. Arnaud Durando. There we go. I don't know why. I always butcher that name. To the New Jersey Devils. So that was a swap of AHLers. And once again, I think Tyce Thompson is someone who's going to be a Bridgeport Islander. He played his role down there fine. Of the two, I would think Fouy maybe has the best chance, and that's just because of the first-round pick nature that he has. It's kind of honestly a little bit reminds me of Julien Gauthier, who was a former first-round pick. Gauthier has a little bit more NHL experience than Fouy does, but not by a ton. So who knows? Maybe this is, again, maybe one of these two guys ends up hitting and they become depth in the NHL, but more likely than not, this is a couple AHL signings, which isn't huge major breaking news, but something that we should talk about. So there you go. These are the recent two signings for the Islanders organization. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary. I'll catch you guys next time.
If you like that, make sure to subscribe to Up the Turnpike on Patreon for more exclusive New York Islanders content.